Hello, fellow Star Wars fans. It is Star Raptor here, coming at you with another The Mandalorian review. This is for Season 1, Episode 2, called Chapter 2, The Child. So all of my reviews for The Mandalorian will be spoiler-filled. Plenty of spoilers to talk about, so make sure you have watched the episode before you get into this review. So that being said, we have The Mandalorian escorting his bounty from Point A to Point B. That is the premise of this episode. So he has to escort this Baby Yoda, as everybody on the internet is calling him, because, well, we don't know what the official species name of Yoda's species is called, right? So there's plenty of action to be involved with these scavengers. You have the Trandoshans, you have the Jawas, you have this big furry space rhino, so there's lots going on in this episode, and The Mandalorian has a lot of character development in this episode already. In this early in the season, early in the show, he's already getting developed more as a character. So we know the Mandalorians are very much like these big badass type warriors, as we see in the first episode, him using a lot of violence. Where in this episode, Kuel, the Ugnaught, returns and really, shows him the way. Sometimes it doesn't take weapons. Sometimes you have to use wit. Sometimes you have to make deals and barters with the Jawas in this instance where he had all the Razor's Crest was dismantled. He had to take another approach to get this solution, and that's what I really appreciate. And also his whole companionship with this little baby Yoda. And at first it seems like it's just part of the job. Like this little baby Yoda kind of wanted to help heal him, I'm guessing, when his fight with the Trandoshans, and he didn't want any of it. Like this is his job, right? He just has to deliver this guy. But by the end of the episode, it all changes. When you see this baby Yoda, Force sensitive, I had a feeling that was going to be the case, and literally uses the Force to put this rhino in the air. And the Mandalorian, I love his kind of reaction to it when he's talking to the Ugnaught Kuel about, oh, what was that? Like, apparently he doesn't even know about the Force. Like, the Force is just so wiped out from memory of everybody since the Great Purge. After Order 66, the Empire did a great job of really just, like, putting all those rumors away. And I think also from that aspect, you also see Baby Yoda appear differently after that point to the Mandalorian. As we see in the ship on the Razor's Crest, he's like looking back to check on Baby Yoda. So there's lots of character development between these two characters, and Baby Yoda in general is probably the cutest thing in Star Wars. I mean, at this point, maybe even cuter than Ewoks. Just, I love looking at the Baby Yoda's reaction to the various things that the Mandalorian does throughout this episode. It's just, there's really some priceless stuff where he's eating those insects or whatever it is. He's walking around trying to get out of his cart constantly. Like, it's just such a joy to see some character like this in a much darker show, and they both go hand in hand, because Baby Yoda apparently can't speak yet, and the Mandalorian says, he's a man of few words. So to have these two together really is a great combination in my eyes. And talking more about the combat with the Mandalorian, I loved seeing the disintegrations. Like, I did not expect that first transition to just blow apart. And the same thing with the Jawas. Like, wow, this was hilarious, because in every video game I play, if there's Jawas, I try to shoot them. So to actually see these guys getting vaporized by the Mandalorian in live action was just glorious. And the fact that the Mandalorian was climbing on the side of the Sandcrawler brought me right back to like 1995 or something, when I was playing Super Nintendo Return of the Jedi, right? You're like side-scrolling platforming on top of the Sandcrawler there. Or was that in A New Hope? I'm not sure, but it was a lot of fun. And I remember this episode just like, this is like a video game. And then right in the beginning, that Trandoshan ambush. Also, seeing the Mandalorian as somebody who is not impregnable, right? We see him getting so heavily damaged throughout this episode. It reminded me a lot of actually the Marvel Daredevil on Netflix, where, you see Daredevil getting beat up constantly. Like, even though he's a hero, it does not mean he's necessarily impervious to damage. And to see him actually, the Mandalorian in this case, really struggling, especially with the fight with the Rhino, that was really something else. But overall, this is a great episode. Once more, we have a different director on this one. It definitely had a different kind of feel, but still piece itself really well together with episode 1. So I can't wait to see what's going to happen with this next episode, especially with Baby Yoda. Is he going to be in a couple episodes? How is he going to fare into the wider world? We now know why the Empire, or the Empire remnant, wants him, because he has Force abilities. Are they going to try to use cloning technology on him. We're going to see. What do you guys have to say? Let's talk about it in the comment section down below. For more on The Mandalorian, make sure you're subscribed to the channel as I do reviews for every single episode. Plus, I talk a lot about other Star Wars content like Star Wars Resistance. So if you like any of that content, please make sure you go ahead and subscribe. That is good for me, Star Raptor. Thank you so much for watching, and may the Force be with you always. Thanks for checking out the video. Please hit that thumbs up symbol. It helps me know that I'm making content that you guys enjoy. And if you enjoyed this video, I also include 2 videos down below you guys should check out. And please consider subscribing to this channel. It helps support me, and it notifies you guys of when I get new videos up on the channel. You can also contact me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Star Raptor.